Hello, everybody. Welcome to Eat Fit and Lean. If you're new, please hit that like and subscribe button. Well, folks, I decided to go all the way with this thing, and I decided that I need to do more intermittent fasting and just not eating. Um, folks, in order to lose weight, you have to be in a caloric deficit. And so what I discovered was I was doing it, sort of halfway and sort of like, well, I was eating mostly healthy most days, but then some days, like 2 or 3 days or 4 days a week, I would kind of eat too many cookies and have a little bit of ice cream and do all these things. And I was even getting to cream cheese with bagels. I don't know where that came from. but but what I discovered was, folks, you need to be in a caloric deficit in order to lose weight. So what I decided to do, like yesterday, I hardly ate anything at all. I just was not hungry. And then today I don't feel hungry, and I feel like it helps me reset my appetite. Now, the problem with intermittent fasting is people overdo it, and their bodies adapt and they stop losing weight. And they say, well, what happened? Because you got to be very slow and subtle with it. So if you just don't eat much one day a week, I don't think it's going to really affect any normal healthy person. If you're healthy, if you don't have anything wrong with you, it will not hurt you to eat just one or not eat one day a week. And so that's what I discovered. And so it's very simple, folks, that I'm not going to eat mostly, I think, Friday, because we are in Lent and it's very easy to do. And if I don't, just don't eat much Friday, but I don't, it sort of helps me. I thought I'd be super hungry if I don't eat, but the next day, I don't feel that hungry either. So I think what it does is it resets your hormones, your appetite control mechanisms, and I think it really works for a lot of people. Just don't overdo it. If you get carried away with the not eating part, you say, well, why just do one day? Why not do 5 days a week? Eventually you'll run into a problem because your body will adapt to it and you'll slow down your metabolism. You can't let your body know what you're doing because it was designed, God gave us this so we won't starve to death. Well, it puts off starvation as long as we can. So it will try to reserve, conserve, and so it won't burn fat if you keep doing it too often. You have to do it just very, very gently, and just not overdo it. And I think it really helps. And I started doing this intermittent fasting again. I couldn't get started, actually. I never really did it. I, kind of gave a little thought. I never really did the intermittent fasting, but I started yesterday just not eating, just not eating that day. And today I don't feel hungry. I had a very light breakfast, and I didn't feel hungry for dinner. And by supper time, I probably won't be much hungry. I'll have a very light supper even today. It's kind of fasting, but not like yesterday where I didn't eat anything. And then tomorrow I'll eat more. Sunday, fundy, and then we'll go for Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, where I'll just eat normal, like 3 square meals a day, hopefully, and try to work that in, but no snacks. And it doesn't have to be hard. Everyone thinks this has to be really super hard. And it's sort of like it doesn't have to be hard. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. Like I thought, well, this is too hard for me. But anything worth doing is going to be a little bit hard. You want a little bit hard in the beginning, but overall, you kind of get to where you get used to that feeling, and then it just kind of it goes away. Goes away. You don't want it anymore. You just don't want it. You don't need it. We don't need as much food as we think we do, although we want to get enough proteins and macros and all those things. But I consider myself a reasonably intelligent person. Now, I never thought I was. I thought you have to be a genius to do this, because I see people like Thomas DeFleur and a lot of influencers, and I don't see how they could manage to lose 100 pounds. Not only lose 100 pounds, but get completely shredded and completely lean to where they have almost no fat at all. I don't see how they do that. Realistically, most people can't do that. We're not supposed to be that way. We're not supposed to be shredded. We're supposed to be just normal body fat levels, because if we have a famine, folks, you don't want to be shredded. Your muscles will wither away. You want a little bit of fat to keep you a little bit, healthy. And so I think it's going to be easy for me, and I really think, and we're only in March, folks. We have many, many more months to go in 2025. So I think it's going to really help me do this. I think I can do it. I think I can. I'm like the little engine that could. I'm like the little engine that could. I'm going up that hill. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. And I know people have given me mucho advice, and I do appreciate it. But I have to work these things out for myself. I have to work it out because I got to know what works for me and how I can maintain it. How I can maintain it. Now, I think actually I find that not eating at all, is actually easier than just trying not to eat as much. So if I would say, well, I'm going to go on 1,600 calorie a day diet, can't do it. Can't do it. Sorry, can't do it. But if you were telling me that I'm going to eat normal levels and then just one day a week not eat anything, I say, well, I can do that. I can do that. So, it's all about your mental mind. It's all about your state of mind. And when we say, it's so hard for me, we don't want to be like complaining and whining. We want to be so where we know what we're doing, and we have confidence in ourselves. But I don't want to say don't believe in yourself, folks. That's all hooey. But you have to have some level of assurance that you're doing it. That you're going to do it, and you're going to stick to it. You have to stick to it, and that's it. That's it. So anyway, intermittent fasting, folks. I'm going to do this, and I think that it will help me in my weight loss. Now, today is usually my weightlifting day, so I will be eating more today, although I just didn't feel hungry today. When I got up, I didn't feel much like eating, but we'll see what we do. It's just going to be easy. I think it's going to be a lot easier than I thought. I was making it too hard for myself. I was making it too hard, and it just doesn't work that way. It's never going to work. And if you decide, you're going to cut your calories to 1,600 calories, well, that's good for some people, but it's not going to work for everybody. That's why weight loss is very confusing, because different things work for different people. Thank you all for watching. Go to my website at mescalesplace.com, and remember, folks, say a prayer for someone special today. Bye.